everyone, what's up? My name's Kaylee and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be telling you about things that I would do differently if I was to start high school fresh and just start again. I've obviously graduated from high school and I thought, like a while ago, but I thought just to myself, what would happen if I took all my life experiences, all the things that I know now, basically just transplanted my brain into 13-year-old me's body. How would I do things differently? So where I live, we have no middle school, so when I say 13, that's grade 8 or year 8 to year 12. So those would be the 4 years. Oh my gosh, 4 years. How would I do those 4 years differently? So yeah, let's get started on what I would do differently. So I would definitely take academics more seriously. When I was in high school, I pretty much took the easy route, mostly because I didn't have confidence in my ability to do homework, and I didn't believe that I was smart enough to do well enough to get into university anyway, so I just took the easy route. So I didn't do any of the harder classes. Like, I took the easiest math available, the easiest sciences available. I didn't even take like biology, I didn't take chemistry, I didn't take calculus, I didn't take pre-calculus. I basically just slid through with the least amount of work that I ever had to do. After grade 11, you even had a choice if you wanted to continue to do language. So I was doing Spanish and I didn't finish it. I rather take a free block, or like a block that's supposed to have people there to help you with your homework, instead of taking a normal class. And this actually had nothing to do with my academic performance at all. I definitely feel like I took advantage of the system that was able to provide help for people that actually needed it, and I instead was so lazy that I put myself in a class where that spot could have been for someone who has problems learning and things like that. So I definitely regret doing that. So I would definitely take those sort of classes, and even if I didn't do well in them, because I think I had that fear of failure that I couldn't fail anything, I'd rather just take the easy way out, because then at least like my ego wasn't hurt. I don't think honestly that I would have failed any of those classes. I think I was definitely underestimating myself, and also what I ended up doing after high school anyway was going to college first and then university. So I didn't even need good grades in it. It'd just be awesome because then I'd have the prerequisites that I need in case I wanted to do science or something else in university, right? Or like even economics, or like just basic things. I gave myself such a handicap for no reason besides just laziness and I guess bad self-esteem when it comes to academics. Another one that relates to self-esteem was I wouldn't care so much about my clothing. I had this kind of complex that I had to have really good clothing because in my district that I was in high school, it was a rich area of town. Fortunately enough, my parents found a place to rent in that area very long time ago. The rent never went up. So we definitely were not surrounded by people of our own tax bracket. So I felt like this egotistical need to compete with these people in order to be popular or cool or whatever. And if I could go back in time, I wouldn't care so much about the clothing that I have because I didn't buy it. Like, it's very selfish to expect my family to provide something so frivolous to me just simply because I wanted to be popular or cool or what have you. There were a lot more priorities that I could have used that money towards, like college education or tutors to help me with like different provincial exams and things like that. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't care so much about my clothing, and definitely wouldn't have spent the money that I did gain working part-time jobs on clothes and clothes alone. So because, yeah, they don't reflect who you are, especially when you're a little kid, like, because I consider teenagers still little kids. They're not providing for themselves. It doesn't reflect how hard they try at work or if they're successful or not, because it just reflects, like, what you are fortunate enough to have, pretty much. So I definitely wouldn't put so much emphasis on fashion. The clothing kind of gets into the next thing that I wanted to talk about was that if I could go back in time, I wouldn't care so much about the social aspect of high school. I mean, I think everybody that goes to high school gets caught up in this to some extent, but I definitely wouldn't care so much about being popular. Not that I was, like, I'm not saying that I was super popular in high school. I think I was about average, like, not like the nerdiest kid, but I definitely wasn't a popular crew or anything like that. But I think I would definitely spend less time worrying about what people thought of me, and if I had made friends and constantly trying to see, like, hear about the drama and, like, all that kind of stuff, because to be honest, now that I'm out of high school, I talk to very, very few people from high school, so it's not like it's like, I mean, some people do. Some people keep high school friends for the rest of their lives, and kudos to you, but personally, knowing what I know now, especially about my own situation, I definitely wouldn't worry so much about if I had, like, a lot of friends. I think, of course, you're gonna want to have friends for lunch and stuff, because nobody wants to eat by themselves. That's kind of depressing. But beyond that, I think, spending so much time out of school, hanging out with people, when I could have been focusing on, like, academics or sports or painting or learning an instrument or developing skills that I could have used now, would definitely be more beneficial. I mean, again, you still should have fun, but that's what I mean when I say sports, because you can have friends in sports. You can have friends with your hobbies. You don't just have to hang out in front of a mall and waste your life, I guess. So I definitely wouldn't put so much emphasis on what people think of me when it comes to clothing, social relationships, what I look like, my weight, things like that. I just wouldn't care as much as I definitely did if I could go back. Because, again, another point that I wanted to bring up is that I definitely wouldn't have a boyfriend in high school if I could go back, because I find that, I mean, I didn't have a lot of boyfriends in high school to begin with. I think I had like 2, but it was just pointless, and it ended up making me, like, so confused and spending so many hours over analyzing things that didn't matter. So I definitely wouldn't have a boyfriend until after high school, because I feel like then you can actually take relationships seriously and they might actually go somewhere. Again, if you have a high school sweetheart that you've been for with your entire life, and you're married and you've been married for 20 years, all kudos to you. But personally, for me, if I was gonna go back and give myself advice, I definitely say don't bother. So this is a fun one. I would definitely just enjoy not having any bills. I mean, I had a cell phone for a part of high school, but this is before, like, cell phones, like, blew up. Like, there was no iPhone or anything. But I definitely wouldn't I wouldn't stress about money, because I have no bills. Like, you don't understand what it's like to have no bills, like, when you're a kid. You're just like, so? But when you get to be having, like, 5 or 6 every month bills, money that goes nowhere, like, it feels like you're just, like, flushing it down the toilet, because it's just, like, things that you don't immediately get. Like, you're not going to a store and buying things. Bills are just annoying, and take advantage while you can, and be grateful that you don't have to pay for bills, because that's awesome. Since you don't have to pay for bills, I would definitely spend my summers volunteering more, considering I don't have as many social obligations. So I would definitely spend that time to build up my resume with volunteer work, and also just gaining experience without having to need money. Like, for me to volunteer now, I can't do that because I have to pay my rent, I have to pay my tuition, I have to feed myself. I just don't have enough hours in the day to spend a lot of time heavily volunteering like I would have wanted to when I was in high school. And if I did work in high school, which I did a little bit, but if I did work in high school, I definitely, like I said, wouldn't spend my money on clothes. I would definitely put my money away for, yay, boring things like college tuition and university tuition, because that would have saved me so much money, and student loans. I have paid off all my student loans. I don't believe in student loans, so I definitely would start saving when I was younger for college. So yeah, and I think that's everything that I wanted to tell myself, or do again, I guess, if I wanted to go back in time and be 13-year-old me again. That's pretty much how I would have handled high school. So I hope this was entertaining or you learned something or any of that kind of stuff. And don't forget to leave a comment and tell me what you would do differently. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Hey guys, what's up?